I was thinking about it today and I was just like, Yolanda.
Yolanda Saldivar.
Oh my gosh.
I killed my best
Never
friend.
mind. I just...
What's up, friends? Welcome back to the number 2 pod. I'm Glenn.
I'm Simi.
And this episode is going to be a hoedown.
Partner. What's a name of a person? Anytime you met this person with this specific name, it's always been a good person.
That's a wild question. Did you just think of that question? Bob? I don't know. Like, what?
You've never met like a bad Bob?
I don't think I've ever met a Bob.
Oh my God. My family calls me Bob.
I know. I'm not big into name. I'm actually really bad at names. I'm pretty bad at name association.
I was thinking about it today and I was just like, Yolanda.
Yolanda Saldivar.
Oh my gosh.
I killed my best
Never
friend.
mind. I just...
Yeah, it's not Yolanda.
No, but I'm like every single Yolanda that I've known in my life now that just like, I didn't even think about that. That just gives me like the willies right now. But every single Yolanda I've met in my life, shout out to the Yolandas that I know, have always been cool, down person who's funny. And
What's a down person?
like down.
Are you down?
Are you down? Are you DL?
DL. I think down and DL are two separate things.
Yeah, now that you mentioned that really just made my stomach sink down to the pits of hell.
I've never been a name person because my name is always so triggering and it's like evolved over the years. Like now, like today when I got my coffee, they wrote on my cup, "You go Glen Coco." You know what I mean? It's like, it's just like unsolicited bullying from people that like think it's funny that you have a name that's not like Sarah or John, you know?
Every time we go to Starbucks or something and we order something and they ask me what my name is, I say Glenn just because Simi is always...
It's like the easiest thing to spell. I don't understand why.
No, but then they're just like, they say seaman or seaman. Like, why would my name be Seaman? Or Jimmy. I don't know. They just like write random stuff and I have to say something like, oh, Simi, like Simi Valley or Simi or like Simi or I don't know. And so I always just say Glenn. And it cracked me up one time where you ordered after me and they asked you your name. You could have just said the same name, but you were like
at the pizza place.
You, instead of saying your own name, because I said your name, you said Simi.
I just thought I'd try it. And then it got uncomfortable because then he kept calling me Simi. And he was like, "Did you want basil, Simi?" I'm like, "Does Simi want basil?" I don't know. It was weird.
Anyway.
I don't like it.
What's a name? Sound off in the comments of a name that you know of and you've never really met a bad person that was that name.
I don't know.
I was telling them to sound off in the comments.
I'll read it in the comments later. Wild. Literally wild.
Oh, I used to love the name Tristan. And I was just like, if I ever have a son, I'm going to name him Tristan. And it was because I loved the movie Legends of the Fall.
Oh my God. I just listened to a podcast about that.
Oh, really?
Apparently, it was produced by Mark Platt, who produced Wicked.
Really?
And Dear Evan Hansen. And he was saying that when they were making it, they would get the dailies back and they were like, this is going to be the worst movie we've ever made. Like, they were like, it's bad. Bad. But I guess through, the power of editing, they were able to kind of like piece it together and then through the power of marketing, sell it,
Legend of the Fall?
Yeah. Like he was like, this is going to be like our biggest flop ever. And then they basically had to like change everything. He told a story about it on the podcast and it ended up being this huge hit. But I guess during production, they were just like, this is a mistake. Like, why did we do this?
I love that movie.
Oh yeah. It ended up being a huge film.
Yeah. Anyway, and then I met a Tristan who was not that cool of a Tristan. And when somebody just like it really kind of just taints the name for you.
Yeah, I don't think about stuff like that, but I can see where that would be like annoying because you're like, oh God.
I don't know. You meet a Tristan that like you just didn't get along with or you kind of hate.
I don't meet a lot of Tristans. I don't go to the pornography auditions.
Does that sound like a porn name?
It sounds like a porn name.
Tristan
or like Dylan.
Max. Colton.
Yeah, that's a porn name, I think, right? I don't know. I never watched that. Wild. Unbelievable. So crazy. Adjectives.
like. We say like way too much, but...
There is a bully in the room. And I'm not.
Hey, I'm saying
fingers.
me too. I'm bullying myself.
This is natural speech. People say like. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh yeah, we do live in the valley, the Rotten Valley.
Unbelievable. Anyway, so January is over. That's my other topic. I can't believe
Finally.
It's February. Oh yeah,
January just took forever. It was the longest month.
It was a lot. It's weird.
It's a precursor of how the rest of the year is gonna go. I feel like.
I know. Did the groundhog see his shadow? I think he did.
I don't think that has happened.
It happened.
Yet. Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm on a lot of marketing lists where they brought it up and they were like, if he sees his shadow, you're going to get a free candle tomorrow with your purchase. So I was like excited.
So you got a candle is what you're saying?
No, I didn't place the order, but if I did, I would get a free candle because he saw his shadow. Otherwise, I would just get 10% off. This podcast brought to you by Meyer Cleaning Spray.
And groundhogs.
And groundhogs. What is a groundhog? Where would you get one? I know what a prairie dog is.
What did he say?
But what's a groundhog?
I think they're one and the same.
No, there's no way. You think so?
Sound off in the comments.
Sound off in the comments. It's very triggering. So there was this thing in Kansas. Every time I think about prairie dogs, they had this field trip you took in Kansas. And in Kansas, there are these caves. I don't know who found the caves. Like you wouldn't think in Kansas there would be caves. But instead of just like letting caves be caves, we had to like America it. So they like hollowed them out, I guess, and turned them into basically warehouses and then like leased them to businesses. So, and because it's so cold down there, they, were like good for refrigeration and like trucking. But I guess they're like huge. So in one of the cave systems, they built this field trip. And it was called like, I don't know.
The prairie dog
learning or whatever. But it's basically like you're in the caves. Like it was scary to go there. But you would like go in and then they built this like huge science center that was all about the earth. And there was different environments. So it was like one was like the prairie. One was like the mountains. One was the whatever. You know what I mean? Like think Living with the Land in Epcot. Like it was like all of those. But you would go in and be divided into groups and like learn. And then you had to bring your lunch. Your lunch had to be like recyclable, I guess. Like, I don't know. And like whoever produced the least
in the 90s,
I think it's still there. Yeah. It's like a big thing. You like basically learn about environmentalism and like your environment. And anyway, so you would go and you would learn. So they'd be like, these are prairie dogs. This is how like the soil moves. This is how like irrigation works, whatever. And you're like a kid, so you're fascinated. And they did it in really cool ways. And like in the cave, you're like in a cave, like it's really cool. And then they had special effects. So something would happen, like there'd be like a collapse of the, like geographic events. So like a hurricane, a rock slide, like flooding, whatever. And when you came back from lunch, like the environment would change. And then you would like learn about whatever. But it was like about prairie dogs. They had prairie dogs. I don't think they had real ones.
I love this story.
It was a very impactful field trip.
You had a very good education, it seems like. We never really did anything like that. We saw San Juan Bautista.
Who's that?
I don't know.
That sounds like a porn star too.
I don't even know if I said that right. It's one of the missions.
Yeah. I didn't grow up in California, but apparently in California, instead of learning about the environment
prairie dogs
and farming, you learn about like, because isn't it like a religion thing? It's like they came and like spread the word of God or whatever through these like churches. Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, but they're amazing.
That's what they're teaching in the public schools in California.
Yeah. You never
we never learned about that in Kansas. It wasn't like that.
What else did we learn? Oh, yeah, we didn't really learn shit.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure there were tests.
They taught us how to balance a checkbook, which we don't do anymore.
That's wild and very difficult. I remember getting my first checkbook and you had like the little book and you were supposed to write everything in there. You're like, I can't do this. Like, I'm just going to be writing. I'm just going to be writing checks. And then I remember getting my first job and people would write checks and you'd have to like put it with the paper, like through the thing and it would like get sucked through and then you'd like put it under the drawer. And at the end of the shift, you'd be like, I had 4 personal checks today. It was so weird. God, how things have changed. Now you're just like, you like blink and you pay. Money's not even real.
You know, what's funny is you always use your Apple Pay to pay for stuff. I almost never use my Apple Pay.
That's crazy.
I'm just so used to taking out my wallet, taking out the card. Yeah. I tap it, but I feel like that's so old school of me. Like boomer.
Boomer, get with the times. Get it together. Tap to pay.
I just always forget that it's on my phone too.
The worst is when they don't have tap to pay and you're like at Walmart, you're like,
Oh, and you're like, I have to pull out my wallet.
I have to pull out a card. And then at Walmart, they have the self-checkout and it always asks you to give them a rating now. It's like 1 through 5 stars. I always do 1 star. I'm like, this was a terrible experience.
I saw a person pay with their Apple Pay and he didn't know how to do it. Like, I know I never do mine, but like, I know that you at least have to double click the button on the side for it to actually like work.
You have to set it up that way.
But like, he just brought out the card and he just sat it there like it was going to do something. And then double tapping it. And then, the cashier was trying to like tell him like, oh, just double tap. But he was just like, oh, it's not working. Then put his phone away and took out his wallet and took out the card.
It is intimidating. It's an intimidating process. Our third topic of the podcast will be snacks.
I mean, it's a very broad topic.
Intended to be controversial and broad.
What snacks are you into right now?
Okay, so I am on a diet, but not like to lose weight, but just to be healthy. So I'm not really snacking. And it is hard because I like sweets.
He's not really snacking, meaning you snack all the time.
I haven't been snacking.
Okay, well, what about the fantasy high chews?
That's candy. That's not a snack. If you have not tried this candy called high chew,
or the fantasy,
get the fantasy mix. Don't get the one
sorbet,
the rainbow sorbet. Or sherbet. Don't get the one with the seeds. There's like zucchini, kiwi, and then there's one with dragon fruit. You don't want that. Get the fantasy.
It's not bad. It's good.
Yeah, but get the fantasy mix.
What's up with you and seeds?
I don't
when
like
we
them.
first started dating, I sent you chocolate covered strawberries to your work. Come to find out later that you don't even eat strawberries because they have seeds on them.
Yeah, I don't like strawberries.
And you give them to your coworkers.
I don't like strawberries. I also don't like public displays.
But you actually like candy strawberry. You just don't like...
Oh, yeah. The synthetic flavor. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Strawberry ice cream, for sure. If there's strawberries in the strawberry ice cream, I don't like it. It's gross.
Because the seeds?
I just don't like the texture. I don't like looking at it.
You know how like people don't like that spider thing where there's like a bunch of eyes and stuff or like a bunch of spots? Is it because of that?
I don't have a fear of it. I just don't like it. It's just not my preference. It's not good.
They're so good.
Anyway, it's really hard to snack when you're eating healthy because all I have is like apples. And I went up and down. Like the last couple of days, I've gone up and down the snack aisle. And you're like, I can't eat any of this because it's like little Chips Ahoy. There's like little trail mixes, but it's all basically candy. Like all that stuff is so bad for you.
I'm really
chips.
I'm really into cereal right now.
Oh, really? As a snack or as a meal?
A snack meal. A snack meal.
I don't know. It's too much. I can't have milk.
What other snacks am I into right now? I really like Go-Gurts.
Go-Gurts are so good. You're really into Twinkies too. And Ho-Hos.
Twinks and Ho's.
And those little like Swiss rolls or whatever. That's always been your thing. And chicken and a biscuit. That's always your favorite.
Okay. Now I sound like a fat ass.
No, I'm just listing snacks that you've tried.
What else? Like I can't think of anything. I maybe I'm not like a huge snacker.
The other thing I've been snacking on, don't tell anybody. There is this pizza from Costco.
That's a meal.
But it's really a snack. It's a cauliflower pizza. It comes in a 2-pack.
It's the best thing.
I don't like Supreme
ever.
pizza, but this pizza, I don't know what is in cauliflower because I've had cauliflower.
No, it is Supreme flavor though. But the thing about it is that you have never
Supreme is the toppings, not the flavor.
It is the flavor. Like the sausage and all those other things make up the flavor of a Supreme pizza.
Yeah, but
and that's why it's so
Supreme
good. But you don't
pizza.
like all those vegetables. You take off all the vegetables, but the flavor is still on it.
It's the crust, I think.
No, cauliflower crust. I mean, it's a good pizza, but it's because it does taste like a Supreme. It doesn't make you feel sick. It doesn't make you feel sick, and it is really good.
It's so freaking good. So
Get
go
it
to
at
Costco. Hashtag Costco. Thanks for standing up for diversity. Buy the Costco cauliflower pizza. It's so freaking good.
We went to Costco today, and we had to leave because
we couldn't find parking.
It was so packed.
It was chaos.
It was the first of the month. I think everybody got their EBT.
It was insane.
And like you couldn't find parking.
And Costco's always busy, but this was like
it was like
Christmas. Yeah, it was so bad. Everybody's trying to upgrade to the executive membership. They must have the churro bites back in stock. That's got to be it. There's no other explanation.
Great snack.
So good. Insane. Adjectives. Anyway, I've just been thinking about food a lot.
I really want to get into crypto, meme crypto.
This is now a crypto podcast. Don't forget to buy.
I need to learn
Glencoin.
Glencoin.
There's 27 million of them, and I own them all, and they're worth nothing. Get in now, otherwise the government will regulate.
It's like, how do you do the bots, and how do you mine a coin, and how do you... It's like there's so much learning with that.
So much learning. There's like always a scam out there that's like,
It's
do
like-
this and drop shipping and
It's
eBay
like-
and this, and you'll get rich. And by like the time I figure out even what it is, it's like
you have to read like a subreddit. Like, what the is a subreddit?
what's a subreddit? I can barely do regular Reddit. I can't do it.
Is it like a
It's like
submissive Reddit?
It's like underneath the Reddit, inside of it. It's like an email. It's insane.
So much learning.
So if anybody has any coins that they want to gift us,
Here's my wallet.
here's my pocketbook, my coin purse.
Here's my Phantom.
My Phantom.
I think it's an app. I don't know. I'm learning.
Oh, brought to you by Phantom. Phantom of the Opera? Christine? I'm dead. Anyway, all right, friends. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for listening to this podcast.
It's
the
a good
number 2
podcast.
podcast. And I have to go number 2 right
Okay,
now.
Cut that.
It's called the number 2 podcast. What are you talking about?
You have to go poop?
It's a play on words.
We have a bidet, so it's fine.
Love a bidet. Get a bidet.
Get a
Like,
bidet.
even if it's not like the warm bidet, which is like optimal bidetness, get a regular schmegular one. Clean your butthole.
We'll see you next time.
Yeehaw.
Goodbye.
Thank you.